Okay, so hold on one second. I don't want this to be that bright and shiny on my face. So let me, where is the knob over here? Turn it down. All right. Hey, okay, so that's better. I don't feel like I'm being blinded right now, which is nice. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm really excited about this. I've gotten all the notes done. And I've had a lot of people asking me, so how do I get people started? And like, what's the training routine like? And blah, 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 all the things. So we're going to go through and talk about every single thing I do from very beginning. Like I sign you up until like you're ready to spread your wings and fly. So if you have no idea how to train your new people, maybe you're new yourself, whatever your situation may be, this is going to help you. So make sure you have your notes out, and I'm going to walk you through everything that I do personally to get my new people to success. Okay. And recently I've had a lot of new people taking off, doing amazing, and establishing belief in themselves. So I want to make sure that we kind of like touch on everything. If you have questions as we go ahead and drop it in the comment thing, and we're going to get started. So if you guys want, you can share it to the chats. Here we go. So, okay, you first sign up. The number one thing that I do is I add them to the team page. I just add them in, okay? And if you are, when you add somebody to the team page, what you need to do is message your upline and say, hey, I enrolled, like your diamond and above upline. Hey, I have blah, blah, blah. Can you accept them to the page? Because our page has to be private. We have to make sure that they are actually like in eSuite before we can get them into the page. So just make sure you send your diamond above upline a thing to make sure they get added quickly. So you add them to the page, and then I send them a screenshot of the page with the units circled. I do not tag them in the units. Why? Because I want them to be self-sufficient. If you can't find the units, how are you going to get customers? How are you going to post? How are you going to do everything else? You make sure you screenshot and circle the units, and I send them the screenshot. And I tell them to do unit 1, just like that, okay? And then the next thing that I do is I help them get their photo ready for their first post, and then the second photo for their second post. So I help them pick those photos, make sure they're okay. If they need to be edited, I help them edit. I walk them through that. And then we go into tagging into a host to post video and the host to post file. So they're learning immediately all the things in unit 1, and then also going through and doing the host to post video and getting them into the file. So they know exactly what to do, how to do host to post, and this is their most important thing. They need to learn how to do these things first before they can do the other things, and not overwhelming them. Go at their speed. So then I talk about their first goal, and like what their personal goal is, like where they want to be in the next 30, 60, 90 days. And then I can make sure that they know that they're to get to that goal, their first goal in the business is just to get their shopping spree. Okay, I never overwhelm them. We're not tagging them in 7,000 videos. Your number one goal when you first get started is getting your shopping spree, getting your first 4 loyal customers, and making sure it's equal to 150 in sales. So they understand all of the small things that will lead to all of the big things. And so once they've got that done, and I'm talking to them this entire time, when they're new, you have unlimited access to me. Like I'm answering you as fast as I possibly can. I'm making sure that I'm checking in. And this is all really like day 1. This is all kind of the things that I'm doing at that point. So we kind of give them that goal, make that clear, give them a goal with host to post. And making sure they understand, when they have you talk about the shopping spree, and you're talking about, okay, so you're going to do host to post, give them a goal, be like, okay, if you can get about 10 up, that is going to, tell me how those results come back. Always ask for feedback, because certain people are going to have host to post that take off, and some people are going to have their first post. Like you guys, I just had a new person start the other day, and her first post had 20 something comments. Okay. So we all know that's a rare occasion, but basically, that is something where I take it on a case by case basis. So if you get no comments on the 4 customer posts, then okay, cool. No big deal. We're going to use host to post just to get you your first 4 customers. So do it until they kind of go over that with them, how they should do about 10, get 10 up. And once the 10 are up, give you feedback when they're done. And I don't talk about anything else on the first day besides these things, okay? So that's add to the page and send a screenshot of the units. Text them the screenshot of where you can find the units and tell them to do unit 1. You help them with their first post and their second post. The first post, if you sign them in the morning, they can do both posts one day. If you sign them at night, it's first post at night, second post in the morning. And I help them with the photos for that. I tag them in the host post video in the file, talking about the shopping spree is their first goal in the business, and then giving them the goal with the host of posts. Day 2, we're on a Zoom, okay? And if you sign in the morning, on day 1, I'll probably Zoom with you that night, but we're on a Zoom. And I want to know everything that's going on. So like anything that they have questions about, anything going through their mind, if anybody's been a hater yet. Because some people, whenever they first get started, you guys think back to when you first started, you were very vulnerable in the aspect of when things happen, like if somebody says something and it's negative, you immediately curl into a ball and like want to die because they're saying somebody could say something mean or make you feel some type of way. And so you have to remember that when you have new people started. So if somebody, you want to protect them like a mama bear, like that's your little cub, you're protecting them. So I'm teaching them everything that they need to do, but also going over like answering questions, answering any fears, going through like a checklist, what they should be doing daily at this point on the Zoom. And then we want to help them go through posts 3 and 4. So, and really what I do with my people is I make sure they're doing the post on their own and they send it to me to edit. I don't want to continuously write posts because what is that teaching? That's like almost like if you were to if you're in school, like if your teacher was like, I'm going to do the homework for you and I'll just show it to you. You're not going to look at the homework because she's giving it to you done. So you want to make sure that they are writing the post so you can critique it and teach them how to better make a post so they understand it further, and then they're going to get better at it as they go. You can literally send me, like all my new people can send me posts all day long until they feel confident and good in their posts. So like, and that doesn't bother me at all. So I'm making sure they're aware of that. Like send it to me till you feel comfortable. I also make it known that they need to be sending me screenshots of conversations so I can walk you through that as well. Because otherwise, like they don't know what to say, and they need to know that you as their upline are their go-to, their number one. Like if they need anything, you're there, and you walk them through it all. So post 3 and 4. And doing stories. And the second day, we incorporate stories. I just get them posting a little bit, like some little like teasers on there, like a little bit about their lifestyle, maybe their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner, something simple. And then we also do Social Media Academy on day 2. So going through Social Media Academy is crucial. They need to learn how to do the picture thing, how to like start navigating social media from a business standpoint versus just always a personal standpoint. Day 3, posts 5 and 6, okay? So walking them through posting for 5 and 6, and these posts are usually on Facebook. They can pick one to put on their Instagram, but 5 and 6 are usually, like when there's 2 posts a day, it goes on Facebook. Okay, so with about 6 to 8 stories. So that's getting them, again, to step up the story game, learning how to create content for themselves, learning how to make more posts is what's important. And so making sure that they, and I walk them through that, give them ideas. And whenever they say, I don't know what to post, you should be giving them thought-provoking ideas for content. So when they say, I don't know what to put on my Instagram stories. Okay, great. What are you doing today? What are you cooking for dinner? Are you and the kids going to the park? Are you doing anything today? I'm always asking, are you doing your hair? Did you do your makeup? Anything that I can, what I would put on my wall for my content is what I give them for thoughts, and they get ideas and they're like, oh, duh. You want to teach them how to fish instead of just giving them the fish, right? So that's the most important thing. And also be like, hey, you know what you could do? Go on Pinterest and just look up some ideas for content, Instagram content ideas. Teaching them how to fish is going to teach them how to make them self-sufficient and not reliant on you for every little thing. Because I'll be honest, some days I don't even know, especially in the beginning, I didn't know what content to put up. I had to go find that content. So I went into Pinterest, I'm on Google, I'm looking it up, so I'm teaching them the exact same thing. You can always come to me for advice, but I want you to learn how to be original and what makes you feel comfortable. If I'm rating your post, your friends are seeing Katie Bevington. They're not seeing you. So I'm making sure I'm bringing out the best of them and teaching them how to do everything in every way so that they're not coming, always needing me and saying, basically creating a miniature Katie Bevington. I want them to be themselves and bringing the best out of them. So the next thing I do on day 3 is ask how Post to Post is going. I'm checking in. How's everything going with Post to Post? Do you have any, hits out? Or you have anybody that's interested or anything? Sometimes they won't tell you that they have conversations, and you're like, okay, cool. So you want to make sure you're going through that and teaching them what's going on and walking through conversations and how would you fix it. As a leader, you should never be afraid to say, okay, great job. Here's how I would fix it. Or here's how I would do it different. That is your job, to teach them what to do, how to do it, all the things. So if there's a correction that needs to be made, you just do it. Don't be afraid. And nobody's going to get offended by that as long as you are doing it with a kind heart, okay? You're doing it because you genuinely don't want them to fail. So you're just going through that with them. Also, while you're checking in, creating that encouragement and urgency. This is crucial because we're talking about the 500 club. Once they get their shopping spree, we're going into 500 club, right? So you get your 4 customers, so exciting. Now you need to hit the 500 club. That is immediately their second goal. This is going to create the confidence within your team on how they are going to do better, how they're going to, enroll a lot of loyal customers, how they're going to teach their future team to do the same. And what does this also create? Leaders, we know that this creates confidence. This creates it's a whole bunch of good, positive vibes so they know what to do when they do onboard somebody. This also creates content because you've got 4 customers. Great, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 posts. Every customer you get gets a post. And then, oh my gosh, you got 4 customers. You got your shopping spree. That's a 5th post. And then you got more customers because you're about to hit the 500 club. You're about to hit your first promotion. Amazing. Now they have more content to talk about. I'm so close to my first promotion. I can't believe this is happening already. Boom, another post. They get to build that suspense. What does this build? Distributors. This builds them a team. So they're getting confident while also showing their audience that they're killing it. They're getting customers. They're about to hit their first promotion and that they are successful with this. So everybody that's skeptical, that's watching from the sidelines is seeing their little successes add up. So encouraging them about, encouraging your distributor, making sure that you're putting that urgency. I challenge my people to get their first 4 loyal customers in their first week. I'm like, okay, cool. This is what you need to do. Go as they're going through the units. Do you have your hundreds list? Are you messaging them? Also making sure, are you having your host to post up? How many people, if nobody answers, you get more up. I'm teaching them step by step, not being a boss, not being a manager, encouraging and teaching them this is important because as soon as you get your first 4 customers, you're going to get $100 in free product and you can build a product testimony. Are you seeing how this is all lining up, right? We're getting customers to get the product credit to create that testimony. This also creates potential that also leads into them getting boxed for Ruby, which then it creates more momentum and more excitement for them. Then I tag them in other videos and the other unit. So making sure that day 2 is the day what they do the Social Media Academy. Day 3, they're getting tagged in videos. The videos that I tag them in, and this is kind of so you guys know, the file and host to post video are on the page. The file is under files, obviously. And then the video, if you just type in host to post, it's going to come up, Stasia's video is there. And then the second video that I tag them in, so this is the video on day 3. It's how to get to Ruby in 30 days if that's their goal. Again, if they're telling me I want to move slow, I really just want to kind of take my time, no big deal. I'm not tagging them in the Ruby to 30 days video because they are not wanting to move at that pace. If you have somebody who signs up and is I need money now, I'm willing to do anything to make money now, then that's when you go through and you're teaching them exactly what to do in getting to Ruby in 30 days. And I've made that video. It's brand new. I made it just a few weeks ago, so it's in the team page. It's called Get to Ruby in 30 Days, and it will be on my YouTube soon as well. So by the time this gets to my YouTube, my Ruby video should be there as well. And then I also make sure I send them my How to Slay IG video from my YouTube. I text that to them. It's not on the team page. I text it. So those are the videos that they get, and I tell them watch them when you can. And as they ask you questions, the best thing you can do for your new team members is send them videos that we have made in the team page on how to fix that problem, how to do different things. That's how you teach them how to be resourceful and how to learn. Because when I just straight up say something to somebody right off the bat, if it's just you ask me a question, I answer. Again, it's like the teacher doing the homework for you and being can you look at this? You don't look at it because you're not retaining it because you didn't have to do anything to get the information. It was handed to you. So when you watch the video, you're going to retain more. You're going to be able to repeat that, and they're going to know, okay, I already know this, and feel more confident again. So that's very important. And, okay, so my check-in kind of status or my check-in, whatever, how many times I check in. For the first 5 days, you hear from me pretty much every day. There might be one day I skip, but pretty much every day I'm in your inbox checking in on you. How's everything going? I'm excited for you. I'm making sure I say these encouraging things to make sure that they are on the ball, and like getting into this new routine. It's important to be patient with your new people because this is something most people have never done. They've got to learn how to do this. So it's your job to teach them how to do this. Okay. So when you're checking in, if they say, I haven't got a host to post up yet. Okay, great. Why not? And then they answer and be like, okay, let's get some up today. I know I know you want this. I know you can do this, because some people are going to go slow and some people are going to go fast and some people are just like regular, like average pace. Okay. And so you want to judge that, and kind of whenever I'm training, no real two people are exactly the same, but I just go through the motions with them and know if you want to move quick, I'm moving quick with you. If you want to move slow, I'm going to let you move slow and check in every other day instead of every day. If you're like, I want to do this, but I'm so nervous and I just want to do one thing at a time, that's fine too. And I'm walking you through that. I'm talking to you daily. Basically, if you're going to go slow, I'll talk to you every other day. If you want to go fast, I'm talking to you every day, probably throughout the day. And then if you're like, I want to do this, but I'm like nervous, then I talk to you about every day, but I'm usually just checking in like for like a quick check-in in the morning or a quick check-in at night, something simple, but it really just depends. I'm just making sure that I stay connected. That's important with your new people. And, something else that I think too, that I didn't put in to kind of talk about in the beginning, is whenever somebody starts, we all have this happen too. When somebody gets started and you're like, all right, did you finish the videos? And they're like, not yet, for 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Then guess what? I'm not following up with you again. If you do not finish the videos in like your first 3 to 4 days, like you can come to me when you're ready, but you're not ready to move at the pace that the rest of my newbies are going on. So I'm making sure that they get my help, but at the same time, I'm not focusing on the people that aren't moving, aren't watching the training, aren't being coachable, and don't want to make money right now. I'm putting my time and my investment into the people that are ready to move right now, so that they get all of me and they have like more access. I'm putting all my time there instead of wasting it with somebody who's not ready to move yet, which is fine. I'm not saying write people off, but I'm saying you need to make sure that you're putting your time where it's valued. Okay. So, as far as introducing the leader, whatever, like, so as leaders, when we move people under people and we're like, all right, I'm going to place, Susie May under Jane. I don't introduce Susie May and Jane until Susie May gets their 4 loyal customers. I am their enroller. I am the person they trusted to start this business with. So I am your trainer. And then you get a bonus trainer once you're done your shopping spree. I do not pass this off until I feel that they have got a good hold on what's going on. And then I'm like, okay, Susie May, you got your shopping spree. I'm so proud of you. Here's an additional leader that is here to help you and train you. Her name is Jane, and she will also be here. So if I don't get back to you as soon as I possibly, as fast as you need, you can go to Jane. And Jane's also here to help with additional power hours and blah, blah, blah. I make it a very smooth transition. So she's like, oh, cool, I get a bonus leader. Not everybody gets bonus leaders. So I make sure that it's a unique thing that I'm playing. And I only introduce, listen up. If the leader is pumping and moving, this is not a $400. This is somebody who's up and moving and like a good leader and is excited and is on trainings and is all the things that I want in a leader. Then I introduce. If Jane doesn't do those things, I don't introduce. It's just not how it works, because I don't want Susie May getting wound up in Jane's lazy self, okay? So it just really depends on the person, but usually my introduction message, can you tell I've been on a Zoom all night? Message is so simple. It's like, hey, well, I always tell Jane first, like, hey, I'm putting Susie May under you. But then I'm like, okay, Susie May, this is Jane. She's your bonus leader. She's here to help you. Whenever I'm not available, feel free to reach out to her. And if you ever need anything else, I'm always still here. I'm your number one. But I just want to let you know you have the option of another leader as well. She does power hours and blah, 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 blah. That's how that goes. Simple, sweet, to the point. I am always your enroller. I am always here to help you. And that nobody will change that. So making sure they understand that as well. Okay, and then talking about the last topic is layered leadership. If you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask. Layered leadership. So whenever I am training, and this is really for like Ruby and above, this kind of portion-ish, Ruby and above. And so whenever you are creating that layered leadership in your team. You are not getting that, like, I do not give over leadership and let leaders take over tasks until they're at least diamond and above. And this is something that, again, is dependent on the person and if they're ready. Like, I make the decision when I feel that they are ready to handle the team that I'm putting. Like, if I'm helping build, then like they don't get to take over that layer leadership. I don't entrust them with everything until they're ready. And a lot of times your team is going to appreciate that, because if they're not ready to go diamond and above, or they're not ready to, go to that next level, and you're trying to push them there, then that's not going to work. They're not going to be happy about it, and they're not going to be willing to work in your favor. It's important to make sure when you're building teams that the leader is on board, they're excited, they're doing it, and you don't overwhelm them with responsibility they're not wanting or ready for. So, like, for example, whenever you're building a new leg, and obviously we know when we're building new legs, we don't really know what's going to happen when we first start doing the leg. So when we're building it up, they don't get responsibility until they're hosting power hours. They are on their game, like 100%. They're gung-ho, like they're ready to go. They're doing all the things that I do as a leader. And notice that I say I do. All the things that I do as a leader, then they get that leadership position to where they can, like, if I place someone into you, I'm so cool with you taking over everything. After, of course, after the other prerequisites are done, they did the shopping spree, all the things, right? Like, there comes a point where it's like they use me second down the road because they're working closely with their leader that I place them with. But it's not, they don't get that privilege until they're working like I do. And so that's important to kind of keep in mind as you're building and as your team's building and all those things, because some people aren't ready when you want them to be ready. Even if we are our own worst critics. So when it comes to believing in ourselves and saying when I first started, I never thought I was going to be an ambassador. So it wasn't like my leader said that I would be an ambassador, and I never understood why she said that. But she saw more in me than I ever did in myself. So even though you may see things in somebody and you so badly want them to realize like you're ambassador material, they might not realize that yet. And you can't just say, hey, you're going diamond or double diamond or triple diamond with me, because I know you have it in you. They might have it in you or in them, but until they discover that themselves, they're not going to be doing what needs to be done to get to ambassador. And so you're wasting time. Use the leaders that are stepping up and mimicking everything you do, which means power hours. They're doing team Zooms. Guys, even as a Ruby, they need to be doing team Zooms. Like little, not like something where it's like, okay, every Monday night at 5 o'clock, but it's where they need to be stepping up and doing Zooms for their team, doing trainings, doing power hours, posting in the page, like talking to their teams. They have a team chat. Everything that goes into what I do is what they're doing. Then they get to take over that leg that I've helped them build. Does that kind of make sense with everybody? Like, I want to make sure that this is so clear because I've had a lot of people going through and asking me so many things. I want to make sure everything is covered. And then the last thing I forgot, I put as a side note, this is supposed to be kind of the whole thing. You need to introduce your new people to self-development as soon as possible, because they will not do it unless you put an emphasis on it. So yes, emphasizing this is how you do it, okay? Self-development, this is what you do. And what the cool thing is, when they first get started, not on day 1, not on day 2, but day 3-ish, day 4-ish, in that realm, I'm like, hey, do you like to read books like a paper book, or do you prefer to listen to them? And whatever they say, I'm like, cool, because a lot of people say they listen to them. In this day and age, everybody listens to everything. We don't read. So I'm like, cool, download Audible. Your first book is free. I recommend reading and going off of their personality test, because I do have them take the personality test in the beginning as well. So I kind of get to know, like, are you like me, where you're gung-ho, like you're money-driven, you're like pumped up, hardcore to the point? Or are you like super caring and you like want to talk about feelings all the time? You're way more like mellow yellow. Then we talk about books, okay? But so Girl Wash Your Face is a good one. 5-second rule, and you are a badass. Those are one of the 3 that I choose for them that I feel like would best fit them, that will speak to them, that will teach them things. But it's important to kind of know that speed. Like if there's somebody who's like a slower mover, who's like, wanting to move, but kind of just like, I don't know. And it depends on like, are they confident? If they're not confident, then they get You Are a Badass. If they're busy or if they have a hard time with self-discipline, they get the 5-second rule. If they're like in between, like, I'm nervous, but I want to do this, I give them girl wash your face. And so, and by give them, I mean, I tell them to read it or listen to it or however they want to like inhale that content. That's how they need to do it. But making sure they're on a book in their first week is important because you establish that habit, you establish that standard. And when people come in, you guys, you could have the craziest team ever right now that's doing whatever and who knows what. But if you start now with all your new people, they know no different. This is how you run things. This is how the business works. And this is how everything is done. They know no different. This is how they're doing everything. Imagine if you started with your first distributor. You send somebody today and you implement all these things. Your first goal is this in your first week. Your second goal is the 500 club. Then we're going to get you to Ruby. And then like they got the self-development in there. They're doing the posting correctly. They've done the training. They already know the success formula. They have no option but success. If they're working, they're going to be successful. You've already implemented that. And imagine everybody that comes into your team is following these same, like, I don't know, procedures or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, procedures sounds weird, sounds too professional for me. But if they're all following the steps, they're going to be successful and everybody has the same standard and everybody knows what to do. And it's very like boom, 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 done. Boom, 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 done. And so your team will be better off. You'll be better off. You'll feel less stressed because you have a system now. And so I'm so excited about this because I know it's going to help so many people. I will upload this to my YouTube and I will put a checklist in the files section or in the albums. I think I might make it in the albums because it's going to be a photo. And I'm going to put in there for you guys the steps, step by step, what I do as a checklist for you as leaders. So not only do you hear me talking about it, hear me explaining it further, but you also get like a checklist version of that. So it helps you go through as soon as you sign a new person like this. I've done this, I've done that, I've done that, and so on and so forth. So I love you guys. I'm excited for you because we have so many new people coming in and I hope this helps you so much.